Hey guys, okay, so today I'm going to do following a makeup tutorial. This is going to be, I'm going to be following Lisa Eldridge, is it Eldridge's? Yeah, Lisa Eldridge's makeup tutorial. It's called Low Key Laid Back Glam. I don't know how to link it, but if you just search that, you should be able to find it. So that way she gets her full credit. And everybody knows Lisa Eldridge is like the queen of makeup artistry. So if you don't know who she is, then I suggest you go search her. She's got a ton of great stuff for beginner all the way up to advanced makeup artistry. So okay, so I'm gonna start out today. I'm just gonna go into it. In the interest of keeping this video as short as I possibly can, I might not talk about the products too much, but if I find that I need to fill in gaps here and there just because so that this isn't a boring video, I might, but I'll try to keep the chatter down to a minimum if I can. So today I'm going to be using the Life Proof Foundation, Sleek Life Proof. Whoa, this is very thin today. I think it might be on its way out as far as being expired because it's being very runny, which is not the usual case for this foundation. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do with this foundation is thin it out a little bit with some of this what is it, Pretty Fresh Color Pop hyaluronic acid foundation, and just to thin it out a little bit so it's not so full coverage. I don't feel like I need a full coverage. We'll see. I mean, maybe I will in the end. But the whole concept behind this look was makeup for work, kind of. So your skin looks good but fresh and not like too caked up with a lot of makeup slash foundation. And but the eyes do have a little bit of a kick to them. So that's what we're gonna try and do today. Now the model that she had already had really beautiful skin, so maybe that's why, but she did say it was about fresh looking skin. So this is not like your Instagram makeup kind of, that's not the look we're going for. I feel like, I don't know how much she really talked about it, but I feel like the foundation was sort of like natural on the verge of being glowy. Just really gonna try and get my nose so there's not a lot of redness around there. I really like the Sleek foundation, Life Proof foundation. It's kind of like, it's supposed to be, I don't know, sweat proof, oil free, you know, that kind of thing, like long lasting kind of makeup. And it is matte, but it's not like, well, on my skin, it's more like a satin, but really pretty, good coverage, good shade for me. So that's a good one. I'm just gonna wipe the rest of that off my hand. I think that's good for foundation for coverage. Okay, I do have a review on this if you're interested. Okay, so for concealer, I have to kind of, you know, tailor this to my needs. I need a lot of concealer because, yeah, I mean, you can tell why. So I'm going to use the Morphe concealer today. This is, I don't even know what it's called. Fluidity, is it? I'm not even sure. Anyway, that's what we're using today. And I use a shade that is color correcting and concealing at the same time. So that's why it looks a tad orangey. Even if I try to get a shade of concealer that is exactly my skin tone, or this, you know, like the skin on my neck, sometimes it can still look ashy under my eyes. And that's just because there's just so much darkness and so much pigmentation and discoloration. So if you find that you're having a problem with that as well, maybe try a darker shade, or depending on your skin tone, try a more orangey tone. Not too dark though, or then you'll have like orange raccoon eyes, and nobody really wants that as far as I know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit, yep, gotta do it. The Essence Camouflage Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm just going to kind of put a little bit right there. Gotta say, I like the way that the mixture of those two together, how that's looking on my skin is looking good. I'm gonna let that sit for just a second, and let's see. She didn't really powder her skin at all. We'll see. I may have to, because this still feels a little bit tacky. We'll see at the end. I'll try and see, you know, how tacky it is. If my blush is gonna start being weird and sticking and not blending out smoothly, then I'll have to powder a little bit. Maybe I'll just powder my cheeks. We'll see. I probably will powder my under eyes just to mattify them. I have not found a powder or concealer that doesn't crease on my under eyes. They all just do because I have creases under there. And this is the e.l.f. I think it's called Set and Prime. Pressed powder. It's like the from their $1-2 line. Okay. Now for eyes, I'm going to use the Sleek eyeshadow palette in the Vintage Romance. Is that the shade? It's not really the shade. It's the, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm using. And what she did was she mixed together a gold shade and a black. Now that is not looking too black to me. It's looking like a charcoal, yeah, like a charcoal shade, but I'm still going to use that anyway because it's what I have on hand. You could use any shades that you have. This palette also would work. This is the Revolution one. There's a gold here, charcoal here. Okay. So, and what she did honestly was just, it was really simple, but it was really pretty. It was mix these two shades together, the gold and the black, and just a wash up to the, maybe above the crease. So we're just going to try it and see how it goes. So I'm just going to dip into the gold and tap off a little excess, dip into the black, a little bit excess, and just kind of go back and forth between the two of them. And this gold though is a little bit on the sheer side, so okay, that was a bit more black than what I was looking for. So word to the wise, ladies. Just gonna wipe off on my hand any excess, and then I'm just gonna really grab just the gold and see if I can kind of tone that down just a tad, because it wasn't really meant to be like a smoky eye. It was meant, well, I don't know, I guess kind of, but almost like a daytime appropriate smoky eye. So kind of like that. And now since I did it on one eye, I have to do the same thing on the other, or else we will be looking a little bit weird. But yeah, she said it was gonna look like a cloud of color, a wash of color. And I think you might, honestly, be able to get away with using a shade like this, because in essence, this kind of a shade right here is the same sort of shade. Especially if you're kind of, you know, leery of that black and you don't want to make a mistake or make a mess up when you're trying to go to work in the morning, you know? So that might be an option for you as well. She did put some underneath the eye, so I am going to do that. Let's see, what's the best way for me to do this? I think, yeah, I'll just use this. Oh, you know what? No, I won't. I'm going to use, if I can find it, here it is. I'm going to use this This is just such a handy brush to have, the Morphe M506, because it's a small, fluffy brush, but the end of it here is pointed. It's not too fluffy, so you don't have to worry about getting the shadow just every old where, you know, where you don't want it. So we're just gonna do the same exact thing, dip a little bit, and let's get that on. Ordinarily, I would not bring my shadow all the way under my eyes like this because it just seems to drag my eyes down. But I think this is gonna be like a wash of color enough to where it may not do that. We'll see. So I would say this is kind of like a little bit of drama, but not too much. And she did have a black eyeliner that she lined a waterline, and I think the upper lash line as well. So the question is, do I have a black liner, like a regular black liner? Sorry if my camera's shifting all over. Oh, I do. This is actually a gel liner, I believe. Yeah, gel eyeliner, blackout from Ulta Beauty. So I'm just gonna line my waterline. I want to say she did. I just watched this a minute ago. I want to say she lined the waterline, but if she did not, I'm sorry, Lisa, for ruining your tutorial. Let's go ahead and just do both waterlines. And I might just take a brush and blend that out in just a minute. But first, I'm going to put a little tiny bit on the top as well. And I think if I wasn't following a tutorial, I would probably, if I was going to do any kind of a liner, I probably would just use like that charcoal gray shadow and smudge that out, because she did smudge this out from what I remember. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and take, I think, don't be surprised if my little son starts knocking on my door. We're going to ignore him as much as we can, not because we want to ignore him, but anytime I need him to go to sleep or take a nap, which is what he's supposed to be doing right now, he just don't want to do it. And I don't have my kids on camera at this point, so just gonna smudge that out. She may have lined her upper waterline as well. I will not do that because I value my eyesight. And girl, if I try, it's not gonna be pretty. Okay, I feel like I want to smudge out the lower lash line a little bit, just because that seems just a tiny bit stark to me. And I also feel like that liner is not the best, and it's wanting to bleed out and like make me look like I just went to sleep in my makeup and just woke up from a nap and was like, you know. So okay, I think for mascara today I'm going to be using the Nude Look Full Volume Definitive Mascara, which I do like, actually. I just did a video on this. Oh, and unfortunately I still don't have a tissue. Should have remembered that. This works best if you wipe off a lot of the excess, but since I don't have a tissue, we're not going to do that at all. Be prepared. Be prepared for my little son to start knocking on my door. Okay, there's that. We're almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and do some brows. Now again, this is an Instagram makeup. This is supposed to be laid back. She didn't use any sort of highlight or anything. No contour, nothing like that. Laid back glam. So it's still a little bit of glam, but just not so much fuss. Okay. I feel like I want to powder a little bit. And I think I'm just, let's see, do I have, oh yeah. I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, just a dab, just right here on my cheeks. And I'm not a contouring girl anyway, so this works out just really good for me. I don't even think she did like an inner corner highlight or anything like that, so, all right. And since it was like a coral cheek and lip, I'm gonna use this shade right here from my Blushed Babe palette, LA Girl Blush Babe palette. And I'm just a dab, because I don't want to be over blushed. This does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so that it's not going to be perfectly matte, and it might look a little bit highlighted. And just to tone that down, just in case we did over blush, I'm going to use my powder brush and just tone that down a little bit. Yeah, I feel like I can see a little bit of shimmer on that blush, which is not terrible. Oh, last thing we got is a lip. This is the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie Lip Gloss in the shade Party Starter, which is also a very corally lip. It's almost orange, which is way out of my comfort zone, but we're gonna do it. Oh, look at this. I've had a hair clip on my shirt the whole time. Hopefully you can kind of get the idea of this look and are not thrown off by the clashing of my lip with my dress. Well, I guess it doesn't clash too much because, whoops, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a corally flower in there, so perfect. I totally planned that out perfectly. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.